Hello and welcome to Sports Updates on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashime. We have a lot of juicy stories making the rounds in the world of sports on Sports Updates this lovely evening. And we will be starting from Nigeria. Will be starting from home, and where Nigeria team, that is a Nigerian team that will be going for the World University Games right there in Chengdu, as it's called, in China. And they have been charged, that is by the VC of Unilag, that Team Nigeria should go all out for victory in China. This team few weeks back lamented positive of fun that we might miss the World University game coming from Noga officials, and eventually I think some some Nigerians, sports-loving Nigerians who know what sport is all about, actually came to their rescue. And also before a lot of logistics were put in place to see that this team will arrive in China safely to participate in the World University Games after the national trials was held in Benin, and also during the Nuga Games, that is Nigerian University Games, athletes were picked for these particular games, and before you know it, it was a lot of issue. But now, coming in from Unilag, they have charged this team to do well in China. Isaac Omidiji, all the way from Mina, will be joining me via Zoom to react to some of these stories, and let's feel your pulse about this, that the team have been charged to do well in China.
Expect from the management of the various universities, and Unilag is one of them. And Unilag is just one of the universities that are having athletes present in Nigeria. And remember that they're not just representing the University of Lagos, they're representing Nigeria. And there are other universities who also have some athletes who are also going to represent Nigeria in China. But, you know, it's unfortunate that we continue to have controversies surrounding the movement of these athletes whenever there's opportunity for them to present Nigeria on a platform like this. So it's not just enough for you to tell them that they should do well. What have you done for them to do well? So they must be well motivated, they must be well trained, because the training they got at home to have qualified to represent Nigeria is not enough. So they must also train, because this is a World University Games, not Noga, not Wapoga. This is world, so your standard must be world. And I have so much confidence in these athletes, because we have them. They are raw, they are hungry, they are willing to succeed. So it is good to make sure that they are in the right frame of mind. Their allowances are paid, no matter how small. They must be motivated and given the best accommodation, the best facility to stay, and you will see the best out of these athletes. And these ones will definitely come back with medals, surely.
Yes, and these ones will definitely come back with medals, smiling, according to Isaac. Very positive about that. Noah Samson, you've heard Isaac say positive about their performances in China. I don't know, are you sharing the same? Let me say, are you both of you are on the same page?
Yeah, well, the same page really. These athletes need to perform well in China, and they need our support. And I think the issue, this financial, will I call, issue relating to our athletes, I think it starts from university. Because I remember when I was still in school, some of our students, especially some of my classmates, who were in basketball and football team, they went for competition. So there are other colleagues in other departments. They had to, the school coach met the lecturers. Okay, sorry, these people are going for Nuga competition.
Can you support?
Can you, no, not even support. In case they have tests or exams, can you just please give these guys, when they come back, they're going to write their exams or tests? He said, no problem. Unfortunately, unfortunately for these guys, when they go back from they saw they've written tests and exams, okay, they also carry over. Carry over, sir, but I think they say, you are here to read, not to do sports. You can imagine at that level, you are here to read and not to do sports. So what encouragement are you giving to these young people who want to just put their own in all? Now you face that probably because you are trying to overcome that when you're in university. Now when then now the federation is not giving issues of, okay, you cannot travel, you will travel, you cannot travel because of a financial issue. You can see, so there are many things just really stopping everything. We just need to get everything right. That's what
we just need to get everything right. They were crying for paucity of funds sometimes ago, but that has been sorted, and now the charge is coming in from Unilag. We also know that students from that school will be representing Nigeria, not just Unilag. They are representing Nigeria at the World University Game. Like Isaac said, and Noel Sam saying, motivation is the key. Don't just charge them alone. You need to motivate them financially and psychologically. But the financial aspect is the first thing you need to do. Give these guys what they need to excel out there. We wish all of the Nigerian students that will be participating in the World University Game in China, precisely Chengdu, to come back with medals and come back smiling and then face their academics. I remember when I was in school, the same thing Noel Samson said. A lecturer called me because I was the SUG director of sports, and he asked me, are you here to do sports or to study? I told him I'm here to do both, and he was surprised with my answer. At the end of the day, I beat him to that. So good one to our students. We just wish them well when they go to China to bring us medals. Let's leave that story and head straight to Australia, where Randy Waldrum has called for support for Super Falcons. We all know that they will be taking on the host on Thursday, and now Randy Waldrum has called for support. That is, how do we support? Your prayers, your encouragement, encouragement to the team, and probably if you have any way you can also extend your financial support to them, you can do that. But encouragement is what the Super Falcons, the coach, and everybody needs right now, and that is what Waldrum is saying. Don't throw tantrums at them. Isaac Omidije, Waldrum has called for support for the Super Falcons.
He has the opportunity now to call for support because the ladies didn't do badly in the first game. So if you need support or more support from Nigerians, they must continue to play well. You know that it's not difficult for Nigerians to support their team. But going into the World Cup, there are a lot of controversies. There are a lot of poor games these ladies have executed, and we've seen lack of technical input from Waldrum himself. Well, in the first game against Canada, they were able to do well. So they have encouraged other Nigerians who didn't even support them in the first place to start supporting them. Remember, that particular game attracted Nigerians now to be anxious to watch the second game, because this first game was played at a very wrong time. Let me put it that way for Nigerians.
3:30 a.m.
Wake up to watch that particular game at 3:30, but now they're going to play 11 o'clock in the morning, the next game. So Nigerians will be able to watch and support them. I pray that they will not now disappoint more Nigerians who will be giving them more support against Australia.
Yes, they will not disappoint Nigerians against Australia. New SMC, now that Randy Waldrum has called for support for the Super Falcons, I don't know if you're actually supporting them.
Yes, I've actually said it this program times I know, but I prefer the female team. Not the male team because they.
Why?
I don't know. They give us kind of you still have hope in them more than the male
joy.
team. Yeah, the joy. They still give us. They are still doing well. More than the female team, and more than the male team, and that's how it is generally. You see much more. You'll be surprised when you go to a public ball house where they watch view center. You see Nigerian female play. You see how Nigerian men trooping there to support them. But when you see Nigerian male team playing, bro, Super good they play. Say, they will lose now. So that is just the generation about the Super
Our
Eagles.
spirit is not.
Yeah. So but we are always so. If we ever support Nigerians to support the female national team, we shouldn't be worried about that. We always be behind them, and we have faith in and hope in them.
Okay, we have faith and hope in them. Isaac, let me take you on these. If you have the opportunity to tell Randy Waldrum, what do we need to change in the game against Australia come Thursday?
The midfield one, and the strike force second. And there must be a connection between the midfield and the strike force. Remember, Aziza Toshola, even though she didn't come with a hay game against Canada, was also, starved of supplies when it comes to passes. The player that was red-carded, Deborah Abiodun, did extremely, extremely well in that midfield, but more as a defensive midfielder. We need to see others who will be able to be creative. How many chances were created from the midfield? That is the question she has herself. So if chances were not created from the midfield, how would the striker score? And gone are those days when Aziza Toshola on her own can take the ball from the midfield, dribble 5 players and score. It's no longer that assistant to Shola. We have to be very frank. So you have to make it look as if just the way the defense line were resilient or was resilient, the players were resilient, the midfield, defensive midfield especially was very good. There must be a connection and a synergy. We must see that chemistry between the midfield and the strike force. That means we must create more chances. Francisco Odega, who used to be very good crosser of the ball, was the greatest loser of the ball in that particular game against Canada. She was definitely not in that game. So we must bring someone else to replace her who will bring in more ball from the wings, or a creative midfielder who will supply more accurate passes to the strikers.
Yes, a midfielder that will bring accurate passes and supply the balls to our striker. Noah Samson, what area do you want around the Waldrum to change? Midfield striker, Isaac has said midfield and the attacking option. We should have more of the balls, as in strikers should have more of the balls up front.
I go with what Mr. Isaac said. That is just the truth. The midfield and the attack. Because I'm sure if the midfield played well and the attack played well, scored goals and lot of goals, probably even 1 or 2 goals against the Canadian
team. So
the midfield and the attack needs to be reinforced. And we shouldn't. You complain about this that she's getting older day by day, and apart from that, she's playing for Barcelona. People have watched her a lot, so they've known some of her weak points, where to hold her. Same as Odega. So I don't think they just need to just bring enough midfielders that could support. I need someone that can replace Abiodun that was red carded against the.
I think Halima Twanyide will do that.
Yeah, so they should just bring the midfield and the attack yet, because I think the defense, to me, it's still okay. It's still okay.
The defense, to you know, something is still okay. On Thursday, Halima Twanyide and Rashida Ajibade will be playing that game, and Asisa Toshola will actually have all the support in the world, but she needs to raise her game. She needs to wake up, because she is one of the biggest stars in that team. Not just one, the biggest star in that team. 5 African women for Beloved of the Year is not a fluke. And then for Francisca Odega, we need to see Francisca's of 2000s and few years back. She needs to come back also and then do well in that game. But for Rashida Ajibade and Halima Twanyide, they will be playing that game. We know we have a replacement for Deborah Abiodun in the midfield. Let's leave Randy Waldrum and go straight to England, where Joe Aribo has lamented a poor season that was last season with Sata team. We know this team got relegated, and Joe Aribo left Rangers. He was recruited from Rangers to join the Saints, but at the end of the season, his performances were nothing to write home about. He actually had a game time sparingly in that team, but now he has lamented that season, and he made a statement that it was actually a learning season for him. Isaac, I don't know if you agree with Joe Aribo.
But English football, no. Remember, he left English football for Rangers in the Scottish League. And we expected that someone who have played even the finals of an European tournament, who have been a pivotal player for Rangers, coming to a team like Southampton, you expect that he will be able to hold his own. So personally, I'm disappointed. There are so many things we didn't know, definitely. We didn't know his relationship with the various coaches. Southampton changed coaches so many times last season. So we don't know what happened between one coach that was sacked and the other that was brought in, the one that was sacked and the one that was also brought in. So probably all this affected his chances. They didn't have faith in him, and probably also affected him mentally. And if you're not mentally fit as a player, there's nothing you can do no matter how good you are. So if he is willing to resurrect his career with something good, he'll be playing the championship. But the championship is even more difficult than the EPL. Ask those who have played there. Look at teams that are playing there. It is a do or die in a good way for championship clubs, because they all want to qualify and play in the EPL. So if he knows he cannot still sustain that momentum in Southampton, let him find his way out.
Okay, if he cannot sustain that momentum in certain team, he should find his way out. Noah Samson, he has lamented the poor, as in his poor outing in the league last season, and now they are relegated. They will be playing in the championship come next month, where all the leagues will be starting. But let's look at it this way. Just yesterday, on Sunday, during a friendly game. He was among the goal scorers, and after that game, actually granted this interview that it was a learning season. That was last season for him in the Premier League. I don't know if you heard what Isaac said. I don't know if you agree with Joe Aribo, because when he made that move to Southampton, I actually questioned it.
Yeah, I was actually happy for him coming to the Premier League because he has performed really great in Rangers. So by him saying the first season for him in the Premier League is let's say, okay, we're here. This other season now, you are no longer in the Premier League and you're now in the Championship, which is more difficult to me than the Premier League. So let's see what he's going to do. So from there, I think if he performs well this season, I think he's going to leave Southampton if they don't qualify for the Premier League. And that's the truth. So, but really, I expected more for him because him and Calvin Bassey, they played exceedingly well at Rangers. Yeah. And Bassey went to Ajax. He was even criticized by some of the legends and Ajax. So I don't know what's happening. But for you leaving the team to another, from you leaving the Scottish League to the Premier League, you should have that mindset. You've been watching Premier League for long. You know you played there before going to Rangers. So you should know these are things you should respect. The momentum is high, everything is high. You should have your mental mind set and your physical body set for what you are facing through. But since he said it's a learning season, okay, let's hope he has learned a lot.
Okay, let's hope he has learned a lot, because some Nigerian players just make move without not considering, not weighing their option very well. We saw what happened to Paul Onuachu, who is also in that team, who did not even perform at all. He was a king in Belgium, and he came to Southampton. He became a servant, and he became also a bench warmer in Southampton. So some of our players should look inward before they make moves. They should go to bigger teams where they can excel, where they can hold their own. But for Joe Aribo, at the end of the day, let's see if he's going to do well come next season. But they will be playing in the Championship, not in the Senior League. That is the Premier League proper. Let's see what he will do in Championship. Maybe he will help Southampton to bounce back to the Premier League. And probably if any teams come calling, he will find his way out of the Saints. Let's leave that story and talk about another transfer story that concerns another player who has been in the news for a very long time. Always in the news. You know the person, but your guess may not be mine. Harry Kane. Now Bayern Munich has said they are going to offer him a long-term deal of 4 to 5 years if he is going to leave Tottenham. And Danny Levy has been told to sell this man so that they can cash on him quickly. And Bayern Munich has promised that they are going to give him 4 to 5 years deal. Isaac Omidije, Harry Kane has been making the news for months now, not just weeks.
It's unfortunate for Kane because he's a player who has only the EPL. He has scored more goals. Yeah, he even has the opportunity of even breaking more records in the EPL. But Tottenham are not giving him what he wants. And what are those things? Number one is title. Tottenham doesn't look like a club that will win even the Carabao Cup even next season. So will he go away from Tottenham and achieve his dream of playing for Bayern Munich? You are sure of winning at least a trophy with Bayern Munich next season. But the question is he willing to leave Tottenham? He has not demonstrated that he wants to leave Spurs. He has demonstrated, so many confusing attitudes. And he currently has to sign a new contract offered by Danny Levy. So, and if Danny Levy is going to sell Kane, he would rather sell it to Bayern Munich than even any club in the EPL. So Bayern Munich are also trying to do everything possible to convince him. They haven't given Tottenham what they want in terms of valuation, but they are giving Kane what he wants personally in terms of deals. Because I don't think Tottenham will even give, he's already going to 30. So giving a 30-year-old 4 to 5 year deal is very encouraging and very enticing. So let's see the kind of move Harry Kane will make at the end of the day. But I don't pity him in this current situation. He's trying to show loyalty to Tottenham, whereas his future needs to be in a club like Bayern Munich.
Yes, his future needs to be in the limelight. Now, Bayern Munich coming with 4 to 5 years deal for Harry Kane. Isaac said encouraging. If you are Harry Kane, are you going to take the move?
What am I waiting for? That's the truth. I'm almost 30, and I've not lifted any major silverware for a club before. What am I waiting for? If he goes to Bayern Munich, either he likes it. We are discussing with some of my friends today. If he goes to Bayern Munich, either he likes it or not. In a season, he's going to win at least he's going to have
a trophy.
So what? And you're being there for in Tottenham for how long? No trophy. So what are you still doing there? You should go. And the owner of Tottenham, it seems he has offered him like say 400,000 pounds due.
You are not calling 400 naira, 400,000 naira,
400,000 pounds due per week for him. But you need trophy. You are the England captain. Those are your boys. Let's use the boys in the national team. Look at the likes of Mons. They are
at least they've won something.
Left and right, and you are still there. You are still hoping.
Okay. Harry Kane is still in Tottenham hoping. I pray he just look inward and take this deal. 4 to 5 years is not a fluke, and it has been Thomas Tuchel has been a long time admirer of Harry Kane, not just now. Even when he was in Chelsea, he liked the way Harry Kane play, and he's actually doing all he can, telling the board, go get this man for me. And if I'm Harry Kane, I will head straight to Germany. We know English players don't like leaving England, but the likes of Owen Hargreaves went to Bayern Munich and came back to England. They won trophies in Bayern, came back to England, joined Manchester United, and also won trophies. I think he should take that move and go to the German Bundesliga. Let's take this last transfer story on the show this evening, where Chelsea has offered the Crystal Palace, a Nigerian also, but he's not playing for Nigerian. He's playing for the French and under 21 national team. That is Michael Olise. Chelsea has offered to sign Crystal Palace Michael Olise. No, Samsi, you are a Chelsea fan. Let me start with you on this one. Now, Chelsea has offered to sign this enterprising under 21 France and Crystal Palace winger Michael Olise. After all the signings, Enzo Hernandez, Chukwuemeka, we have Fofana, Madueke, all about 3 Nigerians, but they are not playing for Nigeria. They are playing in Chelsea. Now they want to add another young enterprising winger in Michael Olise.
Yeah, it's a nice one for Chelsea. When I saw the news, I was happy because Olise is a player I love so much. Very fantastic. Him and Eberichi Eze, they're both Nigerians, but play for England and France respectively, and they're both at Crystal Palace. Very fantastic player. Only whenever he watch his game in England, he plays fantastic football. So him coming to Chelsea, it's something he's a very young player. Coming to Chelsea, that means 21. If he can sign 5 years, 6 years, that means he's going to be there for a long time. So I'm actually happy him coming to Chelsea.
Why won't you be happy? Chelsea is actually crumbling, but let's see what will happen next season. I'm one supporter of Chelsea that I said it, that this season that we are going into, Chelsea will do well because of the young players that are there. Isaac, let me quickly hear your own side of these. For Michael Olise, Chelsea has offered to sign him.
Time. He didn't go to Chelsea because Chelsea is a big club. His development at Crystal Palace has been very, very magnificent. His partnership with Eze has been very, very solid. The silkiness in his game has been very, very unique. But if he's not going to play at Chelsea, he should remain at Crystal Palace so that he will remain relevant even for the French under-21 team. And I see him busting into that French senior national team very soon because his talent is so unique. Unfortunately, we can't have him in Nigeria because of obvious reasons. If not, how would that only say he's playing for France for God's sake?
Okay, he should go to Chelsea, according to Isaac Omidiji and West Samsi. Isaac, thanks for joining us on the show this evening.
Thank you very much, Manuel. It's a pleasure.
All right, Noah Samsi, wonderful one coming from your insightful analysis. Thanks for doing all of this on Sports Update.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
All right, I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Sports is life. Thanks for watching.